What's up, chap? We've just sat down with Paul Hughes, who had the biggest fight of his life against Usman Nurmagomedov for the PFL slash Bellator lightweight championship. He unfortunately lost, but he still became one of MMA's biggest superstars, and he agreed to sit down and talk to us for about 15-20 minutes.
So back in October, we went to Riyadh to watch him fight AJ McGee. And over there, I kind of developed a relationship with him where I sang to him, I asked him interview questions, and he promised me back then, right after his victory, that he'd come on a podcast and he'd talk to us. And he was kind enough to give us 15 to 20 minutes, and it was awesome. So thank you so much, Paul Hughes. Hopefully you guys like this video, and it's one of our biggest interviews to date.
Yeah, much respect and thanks to Paul Hughes. Check out this video. What's up, chat? Welcome back to the Casuals. Today we have our biggest guest to date. He's currently the #1 star in Irish MMA and one of the faces of the Professional Fighters League. I've had the pleasure of working with him twice, and it has been an absolute honor. Please welcome to the show one of the best fighters on planet Earth. Big news, Paul Hughes.
Yo, the boys, how we doing?
So good. It's so good to see you.
You too, bro. I told you in Saudi Arabia I'd do the podcast. Maybe a couple of months overdue, but we're here.
Yeah, the Instagram reel was just a little reminder to you, and you saw it, thankfully. Well, I'll go ahead with my first question. First off, thank you so much for being a man of your word and joining us. You're doing us a huge favor by coming on. So we figured we'd return it by making you famous in India.
Let's fucking do it.
Paul, outside of MMA, is there an athlete who inspires you to be better every day inside the cage?
Virat Kohli's definitely up there.
Damn.
I've heard he's the man too.
I mean, as an Indian, it's just so special that someone from all the way in Ireland knows about Virat Kohli. That's crazy.
Yeah, one of my favorite. Actually, definitely my favorite Indian, no question.
Just like us.
Second favorite Indian after me.
He's #1. You guys are 2 and 3. Sorry.
Fine, fair
Yeah,
enough.
we've got you here and Kohli right next to you.
Yeah, that's Kohli.
So ever since your fight against McGee, we had you here.
Hey, I didn't even know that. If I hadn't known that, I would have been on the podcast way earlier, lads. Fuck's sake, you should have just told me.
All right, we'll get into your last fight. Usman Nurmagomedov. And you had one of the craziest pictures that was ever taken. I was lucky enough to see it live. Arms wide open after the headbutt, blood dripping down your face. It looked like you got the brunt of the punishment of the head clash, but Usman was struggling a little more. How were you feeling at that point when you were calling the crowd in, and what were you going through in that moment?
My thoughts at the time were I've got him. I've got him exactly where I want him. He's tired. He's fatigued. My energy is building. I'm walking him down. I'm catching him shots. I was just like, the reason I was like smiling and kind of calling the crowd on was because I was like, he's done. I've got him. He's where I want him. Now, he did the very smart thing in taking a very long time to recover. So he had all the right to do it, I guess. But he did take whatever, 3-4 minutes. So he got his energy back, unfortunately, and was able to get a quick takedown at the end of that round to survive. But yeah, mad experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most badass pictures that's come out of any MMA fight. So I'm sure you're happy about that, yeah?
It's pretty cool.
So speaking about Usman again, right? He comes with a background of this really, really good grappling. Training against a guy like him, do you game plan for his fight style, or do you go in thinking that I'm going to implement my game plan and my shots on him?
It's really a bit of both. Now, of course, when you study like someone like Usman, I knew for a fact that whenever I start landing good shots in the feet, that he's going to shoot, because that's his nature to do that. And of course, he should do that if that's his strong point. So I knew that was the case. So I knew when momentum started to go on my side, which it did, by the second round, there would be a lot more shots. So I had to prepare for that. And of course, I did a lot of wrestling defense, but it's not like this camp was just a wrestling defense camp. at all. As you mentioned, my camp was towards my game and implementing my game. Now, in order to do that, I had to defend takedowns, but I think you seen as the fight started building how much more I was implementing my game and the momentum was swaying towards my side. So, it's to answer your question, it's a bit of both.
So, do you feel like, of course, I feel like you fought better, you landed more shots than any of Usman's opponents in the past. So, do you think you were able to impose yourself on Usman, or were you reacting to his style a little more?
Good question. I feel like I was imposing my game. Now, the first round was only the clear cut round, and that was to him. And it's because he was just keeping me at his range, firing a lot of kicks. But to be honest, I wasn't really interested in pushing too hard too early because, someone with such good wrestling defense is obviously, if you run at them with too many punches, they're going to take you down. So I felt like I was implementing my game the way I kind of planned it. But yeah, I obviously just did not do enough to finish him. And I just need to make sure that that's what I do next time.
What does it feel like when you look across and you see Khabib, Islam, and Javier Mendez in his corner? Does that play a factor at all, or do you not give a shit about that?
It doesn't play any factor, to be honest. It's definitely cool because I remember whenever he was walking out and he was in his corner, I was looking at my team and I was kind of just like, this is funny. This is kind of like a movie, but it wasn't like there was no like fear or pressure or anything. It was just kind of a cool experience. But then again, like, yeah, everybody knows who they are. That's cool. But my corner's full of badasses too. If you come from where I come from and you knew the guys in my corner, you'd certainly think the same thing.
So, I was watching the fight live and I heard your corner. It was, I think, in the first or second round where one of your cornermen was like, don't let him off the hook. Don't let him off the fucking hook. And then when the headbutt happened and one of your cornermen were telling the referee, basically, he's getting advice from his corner. He's getting advice from his corner. And as soon as the referee went to that side, your cornerman started giving you advice, which is so funny.
Bro, that's gamesmanship at its finest right there. I love it. I'm such a gamer, so I think that's so funny. It's just gamesmanship at its finest.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great moment. Veterans of the sport, both sides, right?
Yeah, exactly. Here, and he should have been doing it because Usman was getting all the corner advice. He was getting it all. So why not me?
Exactly. All right, so another big story of the fight were the groin shots you guys both landed on each other. So Sammy and I play this game. When we enter the elevator, if the other guy doesn't say peace, I'm allowed to hit him in the dick. Unfortunately, I've been receiving a lot of those and I haven't been able to recover as fast as you have. Do you have any advice for me?
Hold on, what's this game? You say peace? So you're just grabbing each other's dicks.
Grabbing, punching.
Don't make it gay.
Those games are in the bedroom, not the elevator. How do you recover from a groin shot?
Well, wear a steel cup. That's what you need to do the next time you get in the elevator with this man.
That's illegal in our sport.
Nah, here, look, you're playing with fire then. You're playing with fire. You're setting yourself up for not a fun time, lads.
But was it annoying? Because in the first 2 rounds, you guys just got hit with a bunch of groin shots.
I mean, he hit me 3, I think, in the 1 round, so that's why the point was deducted. I think I only hit him 1. Well, I honestly don't even think it was a groin shot. If you look at it back in the replay, it was on the belt line. And if you look at all the other teeps that I landed throughout the fight, they were all in the exact same area. I think the first one, he was just like, it landed really in a good area. So he was just like, oh, I'm going to take a minute here. So
he wanted to take a break again from your pressure.
I definitely think so.
So you've spoken about how the AJ McKee fight changed your life. Has this fight had a similar impact? And more importantly, have you locked in that Boo Gym contract yet?
I mean, to answer your first question, yes. it's been a completely different level since even the AJ one. I definitely upped the level, but this one is now, you could say, worldwide. I mean, that fight done numbers. That fight was huge around the world and all MMA spheres, and then beyond. It went beyond just normal MMA fans as well. Locally here in Ireland, I'm I guess a very recognizable name now, especially with all the other
That's
things that
good.
happened after the fight. So that's a cool thing.
Soon in India as well. Recognizable name.
Name in India very
After
soon.
this podcast, I'm gonna be friggin' number one superstar, I hope. Huh? But to answer your second question, I got the deal done with Boojum. I officially
Let's
have
go.
a deal on the table, and I have had, let me think, I got back home last Monday. I think I've had 5 or 6 Boojums since I got home. So life is good.
Are PFL Shots gonna have Boojum next time?
We'll see.
Along with the
We'll
other
see.
sponsors.
We'll see. And they need to give me some cash as well as free Boojums. But to me, the most important thing was just getting the free food. That's worth a lot more than cash to me.
Can you just explain to Indian listeners what Boojum is?
It's just the best Mexican for food in the world. Better than Mexico. Better than America. Right here in Belfast.
All right, moving on. We know you want that rematch next. And do you think you're gonna get it, or do you have any other plans?
It probably depends on when the schedule, because if they tell me, look, the rematch isn't to the end of the year, then I want to fight in the meantime. I want to fight in the summer. I want to fight in Belfast, as you've both heard me say many times now. I think that Belfast is an absolute no-brainer. If you put me there, I sell the place out, 9,000 people. We create another incredible event for the PFL, another great atmosphere, another needle-moving event, in my opinion. So I think that would be the best thing for all parties.
So far, whatever you've said on the mic has come to fruition, right? So hopefully the Belfast fight as well.
Yep, I'm going to keep the pressure on for sure.
Do you have anyone else in mind, if not Usman?
No, I haven't thought that far yet.
I think it's going to be, if it happens in Belfast, it's going to be so good, because I watched your fight in Riyadh with a bunch of Irish fans, and they were rocking up the entire space. It was so much fun to watch it with them. The atmosphere is going to be crazy when it happens in Belfast.
We do it different here in Ireland. Like, in terms of support, we're known for our support wherever we go around the world, whatever sport it is. Say it's rugby, say it's football, whatever. We're known for our support. So if I bring it to home soil here in Belfast, it's going to be a different level again.
Even in Dubai, at the face-offs, at the ceremonial weigh-ins, it was mostly Irish people going nuts, and then obviously at the fight as well. So yeah, I can only imagine what it's going to be like in Belfast.
The ceremonial weigh-ins that was a hell of an atmosphere. I mean,
Yeah.
that was just for the weigh-ins, so you could imagine what we would do here.
Sure. And listen, the rumor mill says I might be your lucky charm. Last time I was at one of your fights, you won. The very next fight, I wasn't there and the judges robbed you. So I'm just saying, if you want to be champion, you might need me to make sure it happens.
Look, I mean, that kind of makes sense now that you put it that way. What about you do my corner for the next fight? Then that means I definitely win, right?
I would be so honored.
You'd be so honored but so confused.
You'd be like, what do I do with my hands?
What do I do, period? Like, should I be screaming? Should I be in the corner? Should I be giving water to someone? I have no clue.
You
what
can
I'd
just be
doing.
the hype man.
Sure. I mean,
Hype man,
Maybe then
you're a
you-
good enough hype man.
what's up?
I say you'd be a good hype man.
Thank
Exactly,
you. After
yeah.
last time, exactly. After the chanting and everything, I'll get the crowd going.
You were hyping up
maybe
Francis
attract-
Ngannou, bro. If you can hype up Francis Ngannou, you can certainly hype me up.
Now you're hyping me up. I like this back and forth nature of this relationship. So, last question from our intern. He's been dying to talk to you. You can choose not to answer this question. He's a little bit off in his head.
Yeah, he's not all there.
How big is this fucking show in India? You must have fucking millions of listeners. You've got fucking interns and everything.
Not millions, billions.
Billions, fuck me, and that's like nothing to use over there in India. That's just another number. There's that many, is fuck's sake.
But okay, our intern wants to ask you a question. You can choose not to answer this question.
But he's been dying to ask
He's been
you,
dying
yeah.
to talk to you. Yeah.
Hey Paul, hi, what's up?
What's up, bro?
I just have one question. Who's a better fighter? Prime featherweight Conor or prime Khabib?
Oh, prime featherweight Conor. I mean, they would be different weight classes technically. I think Conor, at his best, has the beating of anybody on the planet for sure. So you could definitely say Conor for sure.
Yep.
I see
Thank
what you
so
did
much.
there. Got some points back with Conor.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the answer.
Alright, man.
I couldn't hear that, but it felt like you thought about it a lot. So I'm hoping it was a good question. Cool?
Yep.
That's about it.
Paul, thank you so much, man.
Yes, thank you so much.
Man of your word if I've ever seen one.
For sure. And
Bro,
good luck.
I am man of my
I hope
word.
to
For sure.
see you in
and
Belfast,
I
yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully Belfast, bro. Hopefully
Yeah.
yous both better be there if it does happen in Belfast. I need that good energy. I need that fucking them good vibes, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. We'll try to make it happen.
Thank you so much for making this happen.
And one last time.
Use it. Use it. Use it.